Yeah. Hey guys, Mike over at Invise Solutions. Just going to do another live stream fixing this clunker of a phone. Probably going to go ahead and introduce my intern Gabe here later on, maybe in a few minutes. But you can probably kind of see him just in the corner of your eye through the video. He's doing a little audio back there, so he's making sure the live stream looks right. So, but anyways, we were just fixing a quick phone for him. I did a number on his clunker. So, that's actually grab a couple of things. Okay. So this is his clunker phone. This is a Galaxy Note 4. And this phone looks like it's been through, it's seen better days. Got a little crack through the lower part of the display. What this phone features is an edge. It's curved, and an edge. It's not curved. Weird design by Samsung. I never really liked this phone. But he's going to hang on to it for a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and fix the power button for him, get that all working. The charger port is not working. It's not the charger port, it's the power button, because we've charged up the phone. We plugged the phone into the charger port, and it plugs up to 100%, charges up to 100%, and that's it. Like, it doesn't turn on or anything. It just shows that it's at 100%. So we're assuming that the problem is the power button. Now we could get in there and we could find out, oh, it's not the power button, it's something else, some obscure part. But let's let fate decide to tell us where we're gonna go. Let's just go ahead and start repairing this bad boy. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw out the screws here. I know all of these are going to be the same. I'm going to go ahead and actually adjust this a little more so you guys can actually see the full depths of the repair. Kind of see what I'm really doing here. And also, if you guys have any questions as we're going through this, feel free to go ahead and post in the Invise and Friends chat, some of the other Hangouts groups that are out there that you may have gotten this video from, that you may know that we're going live on. Go ahead and post your questions in there, or you can actually post them on the YouTube live chat. I've got Gabe, one of my newest interns. He's actually in the back. He's kind of paying attention to the chat and my audio, and again, I might bring him out here later on, introduce him to you guys. We're going to go ahead and do this repair first, but as we're going along, feel free, jump in, ask questions, Share the link. Subscribe if you would as well. I'm trying to get to, I think the limit is 100 subscribers in order to get our youtube.com/Invise solutions or whatever. Be kind of cool. Sometimes these screws are a pain in the butt to get out. Now, as you're removing these screws, if you are tempted to do a phone repair on your own, is you want to pay attention to the bit that you are using. I am using a small bit, and sometimes you might get a larger bit and it might start unscrewing the first few times around, but if you actually notice, they're very different. And then that's when it's going to slide around on the screw and potentially strip it. You might even convince yourself, which has happened before to some of my interns, you might even convince yourself that that screw is already stripped prior and you just had made it worse, but it actually wasn't stripped before. But the question is, okay, how did it get stripped? It's possible, but the thing is, you can all avoid that by just being very careful. I'm not pressing too hard. If I've got the right bit, I'm going to be able to get the screw out. There aren't very many circumstances. I guess there are times when I might need to press down really hard, press hard, and then actually twist with my hand, just like that, and press down in order to get a screw out. Now that screw is not hard to get out at all. I'm just kind of showing you guys, but kind of want to pay attention to that. That's it. That's a major problem that I see a lot of times. Now we're going to actually need to take out. Yeah, both of these. There's going to be the SD card and the SIM card. So now we got everything off. We're actually going to pull out the stylus as well. And then from here, here's the tricky part. I haven't done one of these phones in a long time. However, most of these phones, there it goes. You want to find the edge where you can start taking the clips off. So in this case, there's the edge right there. It looks like just this backing piece comes off first. So I'm going to take a tool that's going to make it really easy for me to get it out. You never want to use metal. That's going to go ahead and bust the phone. It's going to bust parts inside. There's a circuit board that's right underneath the plastic. If you're using a metal tool like this guy right here, and you're prying and you're going all along, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to bust up this plastic and create bite marks all the way around, chisel marks as a customer would call it. And the second thing is you're probably going to scratch the circuit board on the inside. So if you're fixing a phone, whether you're a tech here, intern, whether you're doing it at home, by yourself if you feel like you're comfortable with that. Which I always say, if you don't feel comfortable doing a repair, probably best not to do it and actually take it to a professional. Because you don't want to, unless it's something that you just got free from a friend or you bought on eBay or something like that just to play around with, you don't want to take your chances. There's a lot of curveballs that can be thrown in on repairs. They can really frustrate you, and you can end up breaking something and completely not even see it coming. You could even be following a disassembly video and still break something accidentally. It happens. And that's why they say you really want to be a professional when you do this. But that's the fun part about these videos, is while I'm professional showing you guys how to do it, you guys kind of get to see, even if it's just more entertaining and not necessarily don't want to know how to do it. But there we go. There is the inside of the Galaxy Note 4 Edge. So the power button is actually up here. So we might not be able to easily get to it without removing the circuit board. And that's okay. Go ahead and pop off her little antennas. Go ahead and remove any of these flex cables and connectors. Now see, we're pretty close right there because that's starting to lift up. I can guarantee you there's likely going to be a connector underneath. Yep. You can see that there. There was a little connector underneath. So it's actually not as bad as we think. We're going to go ahead and pop all these guys off as well. LVDS cable, camera cable. We're going to go ahead and disconnect all of this stuff here, sensors, and release the board. And this is one time you really shouldn't use a metal tool at all. I just need something thin and strong to get in there and pull this guy out. Boom, front facing camera. And just like that, we've got this part off. Now we have everything exposed here. This is what you would call, well, we've got several components that are on the inside. And then we actually have this neat little board down here at the bottom which houses the charging port. This is ultimately, aside from the screen right here, this is ultimately going to be called the housing. It houses a lot of the internal components, and so it's a technical term, which means a lot of people don't even know about it, but if you're really invested in your phone, we can replace just the housing, which is the outside of the phone, and make it look nice again. And in this case, it doesn't look like he's really jacked it up too much on the outside. These little pink things, these are actually thermal pads. Think of them as like heat sinks. They're thermal pads. They help alleviate a lot of the heat that's going to be coming from a lot of the internal components. A lot of the chips and things are going to be sitting on those to keep cool. It's just one of the many little things that they do inside phones. Not necessarily that your phone's going to get as hot as a computer's processor, but your phone might have a dual core or quad core processor. And so these little pink things are little heat pads, thermal pads. So, but anyways, let's see if we have access to the power button yet. Let's actually take a look at what the guy is going to be. to actually know what we're looking at. So this is the new part right here. Most manufacturers will do this. You might be thinking, well, that doesn't look like a power button. Actually, what a lot of manufacturers will do is they'll go ahead and on a single cable, they'll put the headphone, earpiece, light sensor, whatever have you. They'll put that on the same cable as the power button or the volume button. Because otherwise each individual piece is tiny and they're removing things, so they're going to combine things and do like a bigger piece. So he's got the benefit that he is going to have a brand new earpiece again. So now that I know that, I know what I'm working with here. I know that I'm going to have to at least remove the earpiece. And there it goes. It actually just pops right out. I actually did not expect it to be that easy. Again, I haven't done one of these in a little while. So boom, that's the piece right there, his old one. For whatever reason, I guess we are assuming that the button had died. Well, let's find out. I'm actually going to go ahead and clean that out. You can kind of see there. Right here, that's his headphone port. You can see all the dirt that's in there. We're going to take a quick rag and some alcohol and kind of clean that out. Might as well if you're taking apart one of your phones, doing something here at the shop. We always go the extra mile for our clients. We're already in there. We're going to go ahead and just take the extra 30 seconds, throw a little bit of alcohol on a rag, and kind of clean that out a little bit. It's adding value to a service. That's what really matters. So, pretty clean, looks a lot better. You can actually see through that. Boom. So, go ahead and put that there. Put this guy around. Throw him in. Set him in place. Now I'm just going to reuse the adhesive that's already there because it's a very small piece that we just took out, and probably not going to be any issue with using the old adhesive. If you really want to go all out, you can go ahead and replace the adhesive. But as we're seeing here, it stays in place. And there's actually a piece that goes over this as well. So, make sure that cable clicked in all the way. Pay attention to how parts came out when you're putting them back in. You also really want to pay attention to ESD. I'm using a wood table. Wood is not really ESD conductive. The Really depends on what type of wood. Also, if the table is finished, this table is not really per se finished in a way that would conduct static, and it's also not waxed. The other thing is that I've got really good habit of touching metal pieces, no matter how big or small. When I'm building a computer, same thing that I'm doing. I'm always constantly observing, touching this lamp or whatever have you, to make sure that I'm grounded. Because even the smallest amount of ESD, even though you can't visually see it with your own eyes or on the camera, it could actually damage a component on the inside of the phone. So you always want to be very careful. Now, a lot of boards are actually coated with ESD protection, but it doesn't matter. Nothing beats best practice. These things are a pain in the butt. They call them pop connectors. And you also, depending on what you're taking apart, phone, tablet, laptop, I also want to pay attention to the cable management. How was the phone put together when you were taking it apart? Like here, even though it's probably not that big of a deal, you never know when you put this casing back on if something's going to get smashed because it's in the way. And this right here, it's got a little track for this little red cable. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. I just noticed that it was just sitting right outside of that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to make sure we got that in there. And that all of these are snug and in place. Because otherwise, you never know what's going to happen. What you're smashing when you're putting the casing back on. So we got the camera, microphone, everything is plugged back in. Power button, I'm clicking it. It does feel clicky. So I'm assuming that this power button works. Checked everything off, I'm not missing anything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy back on. So one of the simpler repairs, what we're going to go ahead and do, pop this guy back on real quick, pop the battery back in, and we're just going to throw him up and see if he actually powers on. Maybe it needs to be plugged in first. Nothing. So, before we give up on this, we're going to go ahead and take it back apart real quick, pull this piece back off, and we're just going to take a quick look and see what's connecting to that button. So it's the board is sitting on something. So is the board not flush all the way? And these wires back. Let's go ahead and unplug this guy again. So this is an interesting design. So we're actually seeing, so that's the power button right there, earpiece, and then it's got these little gold connectors. So there's actually these little connectors right here, and they sit on that cable, and that's how it connects to the main board, this piece right here. So what we can do to ensure that it's getting good contact, so I can see, yeah, it's coming up a little bit. Maybe we want to redo the adhesive there, just to be safe. I can't think of any other reason why that wouldn't work. So let's grab a little tiny strip of adhesive real quick. We'll go ahead and throw that on there, and hopefully that'll allow it to have better contact with the board. So again, we're grabbing our adhesive to kind of hopefully hold this part down, because the board has little pins on the underside that connect to that part when it sits down, and it might not be making full contact. So I'm going to throw a little small strip of adhesive there, maybe hopefully hold that down a little bit better, and that's about really all that we can do. If we get to that point and it's still not powering up, well, sometimes, no matter who it is, a customer, sometimes you just got to give them the bad news and they say, hey, look, we could do more troubleshooting if you want. Looks like it could be a board issue. For some reason it's not powering up. We could fix it, but is it worth it? Probably not. If it were me, I'd go ahead and we can get you a new phone. I can give you some ideas, tell you what's really good on the market. If you're looking for cheap phones, check this out, guys. There's a manufacturer called Blue, B-L-U. They make some really decent phones. There's them, and then there's another one called the OnePlus, OnePlus 2, OnePlus, I think up to OnePlus 3 now. Those are some really decent, those are actually flagship phones, the OnePluses. And those are nice because they're basically flagship phones but for cheap. So there's nothing wrong with them, and they're really actually a reputable company. Blue is not so well known of a company. They kind of make a little bit cheaper phones, but I've actually had some techs and interns come through my internship academy program, as well as some employees that have come through the shop that I've taught and trained and had and employed here, and they've had Blue phones, and some of them have had Blue phones, and they've absolutely loved it. So I think that's also a really good choice if you're looking for just a standard phone something nice, but you're not wanting like name brand Samsung, you'd be surprised what's out there. And they still get software updates just like everything else. It's just you can't just walk into a T-Mobile store and buy it though. And that's one of the big things is a lot of people want to walk into a T-Mobile store or whatever and they want to subsidize their phone and pay $20 a month for it. And okay, well, can't do it with these phones. If you want that, you can get the latest and greatest iPhone and subsidize it if you really want to. I'm all about paying for things out of pocket though. Just straight out paying for it and being done, not having to worry about a loan or anything I'm going to owe money to anyone. So my adhesive is working nicely, it's holding that down. So hopefully this works. We definitely know that's his old part. I'm going to set that way out of the way. Can't see any other reason why this would not work. Nope. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do now, we've got all this connected here. Plug in our camera real quick. Yes, this will be the moment of truth right here. Actually, we really don't even need this silly piece, but whatever. And nothing. So, unfortunately, it appears that in this case, I have to give them the bad news. Well, in the meantime, let's go ahead and throw it all back together real quick. Then we'll call them in here and we'll give them the bad news. we'll try it one more time when I throw in all the screws. There's a possibility that it might just have such a tight connection that the screws all have to be in place in order for it to make a snug connection between the connector, power button connector, earpiece, and the board itself. So we'll see. I highly doubt that's the case, but we'll find out. So, let's just try one more time here. Hold it in place. Nope, nothing. Alright, well, let's get him in here. Hey, Gabe, why don't you come in? See his bright little shining face right there? You know? So, how do we come over here or over on this side, Gabe? So, this is one of Invise's newest interns. His name's Gabe. He's doing the Internship Academy here at Invise Solutions. And there's your phone?
Yep. Yes,
it's a POS. Gone.
Yes, it is.
What do you think? What do you want to do?
Very sad.
It's no good. Buy another, I guess. What are you kind of thinking? So you were kind of listening a little bit to the audio.
Yeah.
There are a couple of those options out there, actually. The blue phone sounds fun. That might be right in your ballpark if you're not wanting to spend a ton of money and you don't want to finance something, which I probably wouldn't even recommend. So you could grab one of those guys, blue phones. We can even pull it up real quick, kind of check it out, see what we're looking at. And I don't think they're a lot of money. Other than that, yeah. What are your thoughts? You're still kind of caught on that, bummed out, huh?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I guess it's good and bad, you know. It's kind of you hung on to that for a little while. You hung on to it for a little bit, so. Let's see. Get in your last looks. Uses for that phone now. Frisbee, a dog chew toy, something you could throw your little sister. or it can go in like your tech shrine. Everyone's got like a little tech shrine, like the bottom drawer, maybe something in their desk, or they're like, okay, it's a broken phone, but I don't necessarily want to get rid of it yet. This was like my first smartphone that meant a lot to me. I'm gonna put it in that drawer. I've got one of those drawers where I've got a couple of broken phones from heydays. So personally, I like the Frisbee option. See what we got. I haven't checked out blue in a little bit. See, it's not bad. You can get the R1 Plus, 4G LTE unlocked smartphone, so that means it'll work with any carrier, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T. Not Verizon. I misspoke on that one. They've got a few different options. I'd probably recommend that guy over any of them. 1.3 gigahertz quad-core processor, 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and 3 gigabytes of RAM. So fairly decent, actually. Gorilla Glass 3, 13 megapixel main camera, and 8 megapixel selfie camera. Whoa. So you can do those Snapchats with your girlfriends. Dual SIM and micro SD support. So it sounds very similar to this phone. It has support for Marshmallow. That is the blue R1 Plus 4G LTE unlocked. It doesn't seem like it's got all that great reviews on Amazon, but it's only 36 reviews. I've heard a lot of people really liking the blue brand. It's BLU. Let's see what else we got. This is their next one. It's pretty much the same phone, except much, much less RAM. First thing I go with that one. The OnePlus 3T. That was the other one that I was mentioning. It is a flagship phone, so you're going to pay flagship prices. $434. Not the most ideal. Although, the phone is fantastic. I will give you that. Just out of curiosity, if you wanted to bump up the Galaxy Note 5. Unlock Galaxy Note 5, $400. Well, $356. That's certified refurbished. Let's check Craigslist or the KSL real quick. Anytime a customer brings something into our shop, what we usually do is we go ahead and we give them a couple options. And so we don't just give them their phone back and say, here you go, Gabe, it's a broken phone, sorry, can't do anything about it, let me throw it on the ground for you and just show you how I'm confident I am that it's broken. No. But what we do is we also go through and we say, hey, there's a couple different options if you're looking. I can find something for you, I can even order it off Amazon for you. You can pay us for it. We try to be as nice to our customers as possible, find a couple options. We don't bend over backwards necessarily, but it's all about giving them a solution and saying, not just, hey, it's broken, here you go, here's it back, but, hey, it's broken, here's a couple different options. So that's what I'm doing for Gabe real quick. I'm just going to check in a couple different options so he's got something to think about. For his job here and his internship, he's going to need a phone fairly soon, but he's probably got maybe a day or two to think about it. In the meantime, hopefully he's got another way to get in contact with his work obligations, but let's just take a look here. Sometimes spontaneity when you're looking up on KSL and Craigslist is the key. You'd be surprised what we can find. So let's see, what are some good phones out there that might be fairly cheap? Maybe like the Nexus 5X. I don't necessarily know how cheap that phone's going to be now. $200. It's actually a bit better than yours you have right now. Not super expensive, so I'd be kind of right in line with the blue. This is a Google phone. It's made straight from Google. It still has, it actually has a fingerprint sensor on the back, so it's really cool. Decent phone, made by Google. It's actually made by LG, and then Google designed the phone. So it's still getting updates. So that could be maybe an option. Oh, you know what? Also a budget. If you're looking for budget, something that's not crazy expensive. The Moto G series. I think even the E's. G4. Moto G. Yeah, 179. It is a Prime exclusive for the 179 price. Comes with lock screen offers and ads. That's really stupid. It might be Amazon software. I can't tell. I really don't think Google's doing that. Motorola used to be a Google-owned company. And they sold it to Lenovo. So I don't necessarily know if this is an Amazon thing they're doing it standard version without ads. You can click on that. Whoa, what the? Same price? What? Okay, so the one with ads and the one without ads is the same price. It's actually, get the camera up here. Actually, what I could do instead, we'll just keep this centered on Gabe and we'll just do a screen share real quick. Add. Screen capture. Is that gonna work? No, it's black. What the heck? Weird, it's not working. Screen capture, game capture. Oh, that's too bad. This software is so buggy. Okay, so I just want to show you guys so we got the Moto G 4th Gen 179. That seems like a decent price as well for that. That's the standard version without ads and offers. We've got the Moto G 5th Gen, which has a little bit better of a processor. It does say Prime exclusive. I swear Amazon probably the one doing that. But it doesn't really matter which one you select. I know it says Prime exclusive there, but the normal one without ads does not seem to be any different. Now, the nice thing about the Moto G 5th Gen is it does come with an octa-core processor, 2 gigahertz, 2 gigabytes of RAM, so it is a little bit less. It's got that 12 megapixel HD camera on the back and 5 in the front. So that seems to be about standard. It does have a micro SD card and SIM card, and then the turbo charging. Get 6 hours of charge in about 15 minutes. So a couple of different ideas, Gabe, for you. That's the Moto G right there for about $229. That's actually, if I needed a phone and I didn't have a crap ton of money, which I don't, that'd probably be what I would buy. And you can even select your storage. So we got a couple different options here. There's the Motorola LG Nexus 5X. Getting that mixed up. So a few different options for you. So anyways, guys, I'll keep the music on for a couple minutes. If you got any other questions, that's probably all the streaming I'm going to do tonight. Not really, probably, I can't say I won't for sure, but I'm tempted to maybe do another stream later on tonight, but I doubt it. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys phone repair, kind of what we do for a client in this type of situation. It could be a laptop, desktop, could be whatever. They'll find a couple different options for them. That way they've got something to think about. In this case, Gabe's got a little bit to think about. But anyways, till next time, thanks guys.
rifle, this is my gun. One is for shooting, the other's for pawing. You know.
What?
Yeah, it's an old military term.
So you're not ready to give up on it?
I'm not ready to give up on this. Yeah, this is what I would like to be my daily driver.
Yeah, I know.
I totally get it.
You might just have to find a new daily driver, because the thing is that, you kind of have to, at some point, you have to be like, yep, Michael Jackson really is dead. And you gotta move on from there,
Yeah.
Take out your sorrow, maybe grab a glass of whiskey. Actually, no, don't do that because you're underage. But, you just
I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna do it.
No. But anyway, you just gotta soak it in and be like, oh, my phone's dead. Give it a nice little burial, give it a funeral, give it a nice send-off, and find a new phone. A lot of different options out there. I know you've really been attached to this phone. You've loved it. It's been a great phone. But maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Who knows? You might be able to get it to come back on. I wasn't able to. Fired on several times. So, but highly doubt that's going to be the case. I think once you try messing with it tonight, and you start to realize that there's no hope saving it. Because at this point, since it's not the power button, it's going to be the board. And if you wanted to get that phone working again, a new board is probably going to be, $100, $150. Not worth it. Because you're saving a really old phone. And there's, it had its time. It had its place in your life, and now you got to move on and be like, okay, what's the next thing? Spend a little bit of money, and that's the sucky thing about phones, is that nothing in this world, especially technology related, lasts forever. And a lot of people will hold a lot of sentimental value to their electronic device, whether it's a laptop, phone, whatever it is, and like, boom, this means a lot to me. Phones especially, because you're carrying it with you in your pocket everywhere you go. Kind of a big deal, but just gotta accept it. What is your market? Are you pretty rich as far as phones are concerned?
Taxes took a lot out of me.
Taxes took a lot. Oh, you owe taxes?
I owe taxes.
How do you owe taxes? Don't they take it out of your paycheck?
Apparently they did, but they wanted more, so
Weird.
I'm basically broke at the moment.
Weird. How much was that you owed?
It's like $200, and that's just for being alive. I'm betting. Well, that's what I've been telling everybody, but
Weird.
man, they really wanted my money.
Could be all sorts of reasons for that. Did you get health insurance this year?
No, I'm still covered under my
Oh, okay.
parents.
Because if you don't get the health insurance, they will tack on some kind of fee. Plus, it depends on how you did, if you did TurboTax or whatever. But man, gee, well, that really sucks. You don't usually hear that. Usually, it's someone like me who ends up owing taxes, and that's because I've got all these losses and stuff. But I still owe taxes because I don't pay them throughout the year. So, well, so your budget's what, $200 or less? Maybe $250, $300 at the maximum. Even then, that's stretching it.
Yeah. How much is a Galaxy Note 5 then?
Note 5?
Yeah, because I really like the stylus. I'm not gonna lie. That's the one part that sold me on this phone.
Yeah, let's take a quick look. Galaxy Note 5. On Amazon. $400. Let's try another one.
You know what? I could probably get that next week.
That committed, huh? Actually,
Yeah.
$356 for a certified refurbished, unlocked. I'd jump for that guy. If I were you, I'd take that guy. Let's just quickly check. This is when they redesigned the phone a little bit. So they got the new back for it, and it just kind of looks pretty sleek. But it's not the edge. Were you kind of sold on the edge?
No, it was more just the stylus itself.
Okay.
As long as it has a stylus.
Let's check KSL real quick. Galaxy Note 5 unlocked. Some guy at Bountiful was listing it for $275, $250 in Clinton. He's a little further away. Somewhere closer to us, here's Orem, $250, $250 in Springville. So, what were we seeing on Amazon? $350. So if you got it certified refurbished, $350 on Amazon, which is good. You could probably even snag a little bit better of a deal on KSL. Obviously, the big thing with that is that if you meet someone on KSL, you want to meet them at the T-Mobile store. You just want to say, hey, can you meet me at the T-Mobile store? And then before you hand them the cash, you hand them, and this goes with Craigslist, it goes with any place where you're meeting someone in person, say, hey, let's go meet in a public place, but not just a public place, T-Mobile store. Then you go up to the guy, the clerk, or whoever, T-Mobile store, the employee there, and you hand them the phone you're about to buy, and you say, hey, can you check this real quick before I buy it? And they're going to enter in the serial number, they're going to check and see if it's blacklisted, they're going to check and see if it can be activated on your account that day. And if it can, they'll give you the green light and say, yep, it's good. And then you turn around and hand that guy cash. That way you don't get scammed, because so many people get scammed. Fake phone, blacklisted phone, a phone that they buy and then later find out, oh, this can't be activated, nothing can be done with it, it's a piece of garbage. And you just wasted $350 and then the guy flew out of town, he's gone. He just scammed you. So, happens all the time. You want to meet at the T-Mobile store, have them check it real quick for you. But other than that, yeah, that'd be what I'd recommend. Either this guy or that guy. Might even be able to get what? The Note 6. Let's see. What's that guy going for?
Wasn't it a much newer phone?
The Note 6 is, yes.
Whoa, he might be...
That's the Note 5.
Oh, that's the one I have, but okay.
No, you had the Note 4.
No, yeah, right up here.
It looks like, yeah, Note Edge. So, that must have been the one that they discontinued. I guess. I thought that was a Note 7.
There is a Note 7, but that one blows up.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying the Note 6 should be. There won't be a Galaxy Note 6 because Samsung's numbering. Oh, so they actually jumped from the 4 to the 5 to the 7, and the 7's the one that's blowing up. So that's why. I thought there was a 6, but okay, there wasn't. So then if you want to stick to the Note, then that's the best one you can get. Otherwise, you are with the Edge 7, the Galaxy Edge 7, which is not a bad phone, by the way. It's basically the size of the Note. S6 Edge, nah. S7 Edge, there you go, platinum gold, $500.
Okay, I think I've made up my decision, and I think I can get enough money by that.
What do you want, the Note 5, Edge 7?
The Note 5.
Let's just screen. I think people are holding on to them pretty well. Mint S7 Edge. Whoa, $375, really? Oh, I'd take that. What? Watch out for stuff like this. If you can snag that, $375 for last year's model of the Galaxy Notes, the Galaxy 7 Edge, that's a steal. Go for that. Here's another one for $350. So it looks like they really dropped. And then here's some guys trying to sell it for $800 for the charger and the case and stuff. So I think some people just on KSL and Craigslist are just desperate and they want to get something sold right away to cover whatever debt or whatever. Maybe they don't even understand the value of the phone. It has a cracked back and cracked screen. Yeah, don't bother with that. Because otherwise it's $500 on Amazon. That's crazy. People are selling it for $400 on KSL and Craigslist. I'd go for that if you can splurge on that. Otherwise, it'd be the Note 5, which is only one step up from what you have right now, and that's the what also 400 bucks. Yeah, also 400 bucks. About 356. So 356 right on Amazon, certified refurbished, which is basically brand new. You can get it for a little bit cheaper if you go on to Craigslist and KSL, which you can do anything like that. But I might as well get the, if it were me and I was picking between the two, the Note brand has served me really well, but guess what? It's still made by Samsung. This is essentially what you have right here. The Note phones, the Note 7 was the one that blew up. They didn't make a 6. The 5 is kind of a little bit older. It's only one step up. This is last year's model, and it's the Galaxy S7 Edge, and it's a 32 gigabyte, and so the Edge version actually has a bigger screen, so it's going to be similar and comparable size to your phone. It could be a tad bit smaller. I'd go for that if it were me. So kind of check around on KSL, text a couple of these people, and if that's the way you want to go, or buy on Amazon if you're really sold on the Note 5. If it were me, I'd go for this guy, something like that. So check around.
Okay.
Samsung's not a bad brand, especially if you want to stick to something tried and true that served you well. Samsung's known for that. They make really high quality products. So cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and clean up.
Yeah. 1 second here. Let me just call somebody real quick.
and times it all seemed easier. Don't be afraid, I'll be the one to guide you through this endless maze. Don't look so sad, you're crying, eyes won't dry. You've gotta drive with both headlights so we can see the world and we'll run away together like